Swimsuit edition. Hold on. Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm doing a swimsuit edition. Never, ever, ever. Even if I'm a size 8, I will not be doing a swimsuit edition. There is too much loose skin. So, swimsuit edition, never going to happen. Never, ever, ever.
Okay, this is about as real as it's going to get. One of the comments that I see very frequently is about saggy skin. People feeling bad about their saggy skin, wondering what to do about it, wondering if creams will help, exercise will help, hydration will help, collagen will help, all of those things, good nutrition, staying out of the sun. I think we have to be real. I think we have to be realistic about it. If you're under, 35, maybe 40, there's a good chance that your skin might go back to the way it was before. If you're over 40, when your collagen and elastin, etc., has started to decrease, the chances are you're going to be left with saggy, baggy skin, crepey skin, whatever you want to call it. Because we've broken the elastin fibres in our skin. We're not going to repair that. If you've ever had a baby and ended up with stretch marks, that's just where the skin has stretched beyond its point of return. So it's snapped. Like a rubber band that has been stretched for too long, when you try and let it go, it still holds that shape. Our skin is like that elastic band or that rubber band. If it's been stretched too big for too long, then we don't have an option to just let it go back to normal. And that's okay. And I say that's okay because we've got to make peace with it. We can't change that. And no matter how expensive the cream or treatment or whatever, even liposuction, you're removing the fat under the skin, but your broken skin is still going to remain. So you're still going to have the saggy, baggy bits. Now, I'm not saying this to catastrophise. What I'm saying is that if you have been realistic with yourself through this journey and you've lost all of this weight, first of all, congratulations, that's amazing. Do you know what? I feel better than I've ever felt. But I am left with a saggy, baggy body. I have crepey skin. I've got like a doughy tummy, which is still very fat. I look like a melted candle. It seems to have all melted down from the top and congregated around my tummy area, which is the part that I would like it not to be in, but it is. So again, I've had to make peace with that. I am considering surgery, very, very seriously considering surgery. That is something that I would like to do for myself. It's not going to be for everybody. And if you're going to be proud in your body and happy in your body, or you just don't see the need to go that far, great. But it's an option for me. And, it's a very viable option for me. One that, I don't know when it's going to be, but it won't be before the wedding. So I'll have to buy myself some nice underwear for that. I don't know when it's going to be. This year, next year. I think you're supposed to wait a while after you've had weight loss for everything to kind of rejig about a bit. But it is on the cards. And having my bingo wings done too, that's on the cards. Just because, more so my arms than anything, because I never like long sleeve tops. I struggle in winter. So even in the summer, I do wear short sleeve tops. And I'm just like, you're just going to have to look at my bingo wings and my crepey skin. But it's an option to have that removed. What I can say now is I feel the most happy in my body that I've ever done. And I could say that my body doesn't look the way it should for me to have those feelings. But I've made the mental adjustment that I like what I see now. I don't love it. I'm not going to be putting myself I'm not going to be walking around town in a bikini or a midriff top or anything like that. But I am just content with how I look now, which, even as I say it out loud, boggles my mind, because I've hated my body for so long that having this acceptance, do I love it? I don't love it, but I do love it. I'm starting to make peace with that. But because I've hated on myself for so long and not loved my body, I've made my life more miserable, which further fueled my overeating. The more I accept myself, the more I love myself. As a Brit, it chokes me to say I love myself. The more I say that, the more comfortable I become in myself. And I know there will be people that absolutely are horrified what I'm putting out today. And that's fine too. But for me, this self-acceptance, this starting to find self-love, this recognising that this body has carried me through so many things, and it's brought me to a place now where I am content in life. I am satisfied with how my life is going. I'm loving my journey with Manjaro. I've had such a great experience this last 10 months. All of the bad stuff even included as well. The side effects, the itchy back, the popping ears, the lack of sleep, the what other side effects have I had? The popping ears is the one that gets me the most. But, constipation, tummy troubles, headaches, whatever you get, it seems worth it. Because I'm getting my life back. I'm getting the life I was supposed to have had I not been obsessed with food, obsessed with all of my problems, eating to try and make myself feel better. Some people, like I said, they don't like these midweek musings because I talk about feelings and emotions and going into why I overate. That's not a thing for some people, but it is a thing for lots and lots and lots of other people. So that's why I continue to bang on about it, as somebody said the other day. So yeah, I do bang on about it because I think it's really important. And by taking this time to recognise all of these things, it gives us a greater sense of self-acceptance. And so many of you have commented about saggy skin and how it makes you feel, and what do you do about it, and how am I approaching it, and would I do a video about it? So I am. I'm putting myself out there, and it really is an expose. Peeled ginger. I was going to call it peeled ginger, because it is me in the raw. It's me in my knickers and my bra, I would never have done that before. But I am doing it now because I feel so good about myself. And whatever people say about it, I don't care, because I'm happy with who I am. And if you put negative comments, you are only putting negative comments to try and make me feel bad and yourself feel better. So save them. Just try and make yourself feel better a different way. Anyway, I'm putting this out there for posterity. Maybe. I can always take it down if I chicken out. But try and do whatever you can to accept yourself in whatever way, shape or form you are at the moment, because this is the only life that we get, or that we remember, whatever your beliefs are. So we've got to make the most of it, and we've got to grab back whatever time we've got left ahead of us to try and enjoy it. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. I could get a cancer diagnosis. I could, just not wake up. I want to make sure that whatever time I've got left, I make the most of it. And I stop the self-hate, the negative self-talk, the putting myself down, all of that. I'm stopping that. Going forward, I'm trying to speak positively about myself, learning to love myself. Like I said, even though it chokes me as a Brit to say I love myself because we're so stiff upper lip and all that. but I'm finally accepting who I am and how I am, the mistakes I've made, the positives I've made. I've put a beautiful daughter out into the world who is, making her small changes in her little corner of the world just by being a better person. All of the things I've done, like I said, good, bad, ugly, they're done, and I've made peace with them, and I just have to try and enjoy what life I've got left going forward. So anyway, I might be back with a bit more. But if you want to see more of peeled ginger, can't remember which side peeled ginger is going to be, then stick with it. Okay, real talk, people. This is my 55-year-old, 75-pound plus weight loss body. Warts and all. Don't have any warts, but you know what I mean. This is the reality of 75 pounds of weight loss in 10 months. I'll let you focus in on the creepy tummy. Like I said, it is what it is. It's kind of like bread dough. But now, here's the difference. There's no way I would have allowed this. I wouldn't have done this 10 months ago, 11 months ago, Oh, bingo wings. I wouldn't have done this because, I wouldn't have let anybody see this. And some of you might be saying, I don't want to see it. Well, turn off then. That's fine. As you can see, my bum is headed down the backs of my legs. I used to have a nice round bum, but I'm quite flat as a pancake now, which is not great. Anyway, I would not have done this. I remember when I was trying on dresses, my arms, it's just the crepiness of my arms. I remember trying on the dress for my nephew's wedding, and somebody went to come into the changing rooms, and I nearly had heart failure. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, because if they'd seen me, I would have been so embarrassed. And I don't feel that now. Maybe I should. But I don't, this is the reality of, I think we need to normalise. First of all, we need to normalise what normal bodies look like. But we also need to normalise what normal post-weight loss bodies look like. I've never been a model. I'll never be a model. I'm not pretending, that I'm going to have this amazing figure after surgery. I'm going to have whacking great scars if I go for surgery. But I am the happiest. It's so ironic. This is the happiest I've ever been in my body. I mean, can you, whoever's watching, imagine putting yourself out on the internet with all of those trolls going, you're disgusting, you're so fat and ugly, you should die. All of those things that trolls say because they're just unhappy people. But actually, I'm just me, and this is just my body, and it's the effects of what I've done and the choices that I've made. And a lot of those choices that I made were around emotional issues. And I dealt with it in the best way that I could deal with it at the time for me. And unfortunately, that was eating. So this is great. As a result, this is great. This is just me now. And I'm happy ginger. I'm putting myself out there, and I wouldn't change it now. So anyone who doesn't like it, you're free not to like it. A couple of months ago, I wouldn't have liked it myself. But actually, I do like it now. And I am content with how I am and who I am. and what I look like. And Manjaro's done a lot of that for me. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to join you back for more chit chat. So there you go. Probably the most real exposing video that I've done. And you'll either like it or you'll hate it. I think it's a bit of a Marmite video. One thing I will say, which makes me laugh, is obviously I've just done the editing now. And I've just put myself like in my undies, ready to go up on the internet. And the thing I kept thinking was, look how dusty that shelf is. Oh my God, I can't believe how dusty that is. Not the fact that I've just taken off my clothes and stood in my underwear in front of I don't know how many people. But anyway, I don't know what you'll take from this. Like I said, it's a UK expression. It's a bit Marmite. Marmite is like Vegemite, if you've ever tried that either. It's a very strong tasting, unique umami sensation, and it is one of those things that you love or you hate. There's very, very little people in the middle ground, and I think I've just put out a Marmite video. I'm content in myself that I've put that out, and if it does help some of you normalise how your bodies look, maybe it'll make you feel better. You know, I've got a big doughy tummy. Maybe you haven't. I've probably still got 25 pounds at least to lose, maybe 30. I could push it, I don't know. And the majority of that weight I think is going to come from my tummy now, because I know my arms are thinner, my legs are thinner. So hopefully the belly is the last to go. I have put my heart and soul into this video today. So if you do enjoy it, if it is something that has resonated with you, please do give me a like, think about subscribing and leave me a comment. I do get back to all comments. If I don't get back to your comment, it's because somehow it's gotten lost in the Ethernet. It can be hard to track them because they're in different places and they don't always show up where they're supposed to. So yeah, apologies for anyone I ever have missed. But yeah, please do think about just leaving me your thoughts, and you know, so I can reflect on them. But that's all with peeled ginger. I will not be doing that again. I've put it out there. Well, I don't know. I won't say never, because I said I was never, ever, ever, ever going to do a swimsuit edition, which is true, because I wasn't in my swimsuit. I was in my undies. Anyway, like I said, if this has helped normalise for you, if this has made you feel better about your body, you know, if it's just helped you realise that you're not alone when you take your clothes off, that's what you look like. I don't know. I hope it's not made anyone feel worse about their body. That's one thing I don't want it to do, because there was no way I was ever going to be putting on my 247.9 pound body, my 17 stone 9 body, my 112 kilo body. So that's after, so I still look like that after 75 pounds weight loss. Like I said, it is what it is, you know. But anyway, thanks for joining me today. I will be back on Saturday or Sunday with my weekly weigh-in. We'll see where we go from there. But yeah, I'm on the countdown to 1 year now, and I have set a new goal. I will say that on Saturday. So I have set a new goal for myself. But somebody else had asked, this might be a bit late to be saying this, but somebody had asked for a question and answer. And I am pretty open about most things, in case the previous footage didn't give that away. I'm pretty open book about most things. So within reason, I'll answer questions that are put to me. So yeah, put your questions down below, or I'll re-announce that on Saturday and give the options to put your questions down there. So there'll be a couple of opportunities. But thank you very much for all of your support. I could not have done this without you all. You have been as much of a support to me as you say that I am to you, and your stories are very inspiring. There are people that are like far outstripping me on the weight loss. You know, their diets are on point, their exercise is on point, they're keeping up with the water. You know, I'm a little bit sort of fluctuating with some of these things, especially the exercise. So if you are losing weight, congratulations, well done you for sticking with it. You know, well done me as well, but well done you. I'm trying to be your champion. I'm trying to be your cheerleader as well. So I appreciate everyone that comes here and watches my videos and does leave a comment, a like, a subscribe. You know, it does mean it, and it's made this whole Manjaro journey worth it for me. Who knew when I started this channel I was going to be where I am, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving the journey. I'm loving the medication. I'm loving the YouTube. I'm loving all of your comments. And yeah, long may it continue. All right, on to a successful week. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.